we are looking at the Cecilia Dapa issue. Now, OSP freezes Cecilia Dapa's accounts again. You can find the story on page 16 of the Daily Graphic, and the story was put together by Justice Agbe-Nossi. It reads, the special prosecutor, Kisia Jabing, has once again directed the freezing and seizure of Cecilia Abna Dapa's bank accounts and cash found at her Belingpe residence in Accra. Now, this comes barely 5 days after the High Court in Accra last Thursday ordered him to return the confiscated assets of the former Minister of Sanitation and Water Resources within 7 days. The court held that the Office of the Special Prosecutor breached the Special Prosecutor Act 2017 Act 959 when he filed the application out of time after 7 days suspicion. In a statement issued yesterday, the special prosecutor said, after complying with the court's ruling, ongoing investigation by his office in respect of Ms. Dapa had uncovered varying and sometimes conflicting accounts of the ownership and source or sources of the large amounts of money reportedly stolen from her residence. The cash amount seized from her by the OSP and the nature and volume of transactions in her bank accounts and investments, unquote. Consequently, the special prosecutor said freezing the bank accounts and investments of Ms. Dapa was necessary to facilitate the ongoing investigation in line with Section 38(1) of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 959, and Regulation 19(1) of Legislative Instrument LI 2374. The statement said the special prosecutor had reasonable grounds to suspect that the cash seized from and returned to Ms. Dapa was tainted property, adding that it was necessary to exercise the power of seizure to prevent the concealment or loss of said cash in line with Section 32(1)(a) of Act 959. Now, the ruling, the High Court in Accra last Thursday dismissed the special prosecutor's application seeking to continue freezing the bank accounts and assets of Ms. Dapa. In the ruling, the court, presided over by Justice Edward Chum, held that the OSP breached Act. Okay, so that is the story in summary. This is where we have come from. Now, we all know the background to this story, where huge sums of monies, were missing in the home of former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Abna Dapa. The case has been to court. Her account was earlier frozen by the OSP, and the court instructed the OSP to give her accounts back to her due to breach of doing stuff. And now the OSP has filed again and seized Cecilia Dapa's assets and money. Again, Loratu, is this going to be a back and forth? Are we going to see the end to this issue?
Frima, let's have it on record that what the OSP has done again in the laws, he's done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, there are even cases where someone can be granted bail and they can be rearrested. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so within the law. But the way this case has been handled, I think he needs to save all of us, for lack of a better description, this merry-go-round, this circus, and save all of us, the nation and everything, everyone, the stress. All that you've read, all the reasons you've given, are the same reasons that led him to go and search Madam Dapa's house and seize the money. When you talk to lawyers, when you talk to seasoned legal practitioners, they'll tell you he having that earlier case thrown out was basic.
Yeah.
It was avoidable. This is something he knew. This is something that, and for someone who has been teaching these things, it was a mistake he shouldn't have made. But be as it may, he's using the same law to right the wrong. I think he needs to go, because this issue has dragged on for too long.
Yeah.
If you keep rehashing the reasons why, because all the things that you're saying, all these suspicion that is tainted money accounts, everybody in this country who's been following this issue knows that. That is why you have come here to clear all those doubts. If Madame Cecilia Dapa is guilty, the law deals with her. If she's not, she also gets her freedom.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everybody was looking forward to some closure when this whole seizure and all that. So if he keeps coming back like this, it wanes or weights off the confidence the ordinary Ghanaian has in his office. And this is what brings the unnecessary speculation that he's doing the bidding of government or he's doing the bidding of... What the OSP has done since he came to power is like he was appointed to come after those in power, because there's a whole list of cases he himself published that he's going on. But if you spend so much time on an issue like this, then how are you going to deal with these things? Are we also going to have all these things drag on with this talk about corruption, with this appointees and people in public service and politics being branded as criminals and all that? You need to give this issue a closure. And I think at this rate, we hope that he has another 7 days for the seizure of the money and 14 days, within 14 days for the freezing of the accounts. He should just focus and get this done so we can all have closure to this and know where we are.
Margot, the special prosecutor is an independent body, you know, and this case, every Ghanaian is very much interested in that. We not having concrete details, okay, and going back and forth, I mean, avoidable mistakes that the OSP is committing. As we speak, we still get reports like varied large sums of money. We don't know how much, you know, and this is why Madam Cecilia Dapaah can get the power to go after media houses, you know, to say that monies that you've put out there, the codes are not correct, you know. But what is the amount? What is the correct? By now, shouldn't we know all this? We seem to be going round in circles, the back and forth.
Thank you very much, Frima. And with this, Madam Cecilia Dapaah's issue, then coupled with the special prosecutor and calls and whatever, Frima, what is in it for the ordinary Ghanaian? The point is that as soon as you become a political appointee, I have been one before, you have to declare your assets. You go to the I think there's an office where you write all your assets, you seal it, you keep it for them, I mean, for future, whether referencing or whatever it is. People have asked questions. Did the woman declare her assets, blah, blah, blah. Some monies were stolen and items were stolen from her home, as we all know. The stolen money that was reported is about $1 million, about 300,000 euros, and some Ghana cedis and actuaries. Frima, how much is a minister worth? How much does she take? Are we aware that Madam Cecilia Dapaah has certain kind of businesses that generates much income where she can, you know, keep such money and all that? Now, the seizure, this case, it comes into areas. One is the seizure of a $570,000 US and a 2 million Ghana cedis. And I think she has about 7 bank accounts. These are physical things that he sees, and according to the law, I think it should be within 7 days. That is why his case was thrown out from court. Then secondly, the monies in the bank accounts. If you take to court that you are freezing her monies in her bank account, according to the judgment is not yet read out, but the pieces that, or the discussions, that's commentary that had gone on, he did not give the courts details, the transactions that went into the accounts, the day-to-day transactions. We are speculating that there's about around $500 million, which is equivalent to about 60 million Ghana cedis, you know, in that bank account, and about 480 million Ghana cedis or so. The point is, the court did not have details of who transferred what into it, because all this must be stated to the court. Secondly, he did not also give enough reasons why he thinks that the money is tainted. I mean, it's questionable why the woman should not have the money. And on those grounds, that is why the court threw out his case to go and do the correction and bring it. Fine, I think he sees those monies or whatever again, and he's going through the application. The point is, the ordinary Ghanaian, we are asking ourselves, so far, this back and forth of this issue, no employee of any company of Madam Cecilia Dapaah has come out to say that, to defend that this woman is producing pure water. And that is why she can have enough sums of money in her. We haven't had anything like that. What it means is that the woman is not doing anything extra that will give her that kind of money that is supposed to be kept in her account or in her home.
But that's why the special prosecutor is there, to prove that the money is not genuine.
Exactly. So in his next court, because these things are very basic mistake, as Laura said, as a law lecturer, probably maybe he did not do this case. So sometimes you leave certain things for your subordinates and, but it shouldn't be. When you sit back, I feel like this is a stage thing. I say, it's a stage thing. You bring the money, I take the money, and because already the president has said her integrity will be declared at the end of the day. Meanwhile, if a president make a statement like this, and you, the special prosecutor, you do very rudimentary mistakes, very, very basic mistakes, it can come to the ordinary Ghanaian that you are not really prepared to bring out the ills, the corrupt practices that is going on in the government. If a special prosecutor has a tall list of MPP people and he wants to investigate, these things can all be staged and planned just to take the minds of the ordinary Ghanaian that, they are trying to fight corruption. We don't need all this drama around us. The economy is so hard, Ofrima. The economy is so hard. It's hot. So if people are having such monies in their houses and mates are stealing them, and people are having such monies in their accounts, and we don't have any history of they doing any extra business aside their salaries. And you cannot use the basic principles and laws, your own acts, to get this thing investigated and give Ghanaians the peace of mind. All this drama around these things is unhealthy for us. And it doesn't also put trust, again, in our state institutions. The OSP should act as an ombudsman who at least should be in between and have the interests of the citizens at heart. These monies are not for us, but at least it is also important that as politicians, our names are cleared. Other than that, every politician is deemed a corrupt person. And these are some of the practices that cement such comments and statements. So if you are being put there to do your work, you are being paid, you are being given all the necessary apparatus, you are given everything that must get you to get the work done. We expect that this drama should cease.
Right, so we are still in the space of the judiciary, and I think that we will all be expecting what comes out of this in the coming days, the Cecilia Dapaah OSP matter.